Hello and welcome everyone to Thinking Outside the Box, where today is getting just a little bit hotter. There is nothing quite like a randomly warm day in the middle of February where everyone goes outside and relieves their cabin fever at once. Stunningly beautiful weather aside, Free Jam seems to have gone full throttle on weapons design in Robocraft. Currently in alpha, Robocraft is a game where you build your own robot, queue up to fight against other players' robots, and fight to the death in an objective-based arena. By playing games, you make more robots and level up, allowing you to purchase new cubes and weapon types to add to your robot. Both the flat cannon as well as the missile launcher basically give the big old birds or anything that even thinks about flying off the ground. Right now in Robocraft, every weapon can shoot any enemy that you see on your screen, no matter the distance, except the minute gun, of course. A flamethrower, however, would have a set distance. It would still have some good reach, but would only reach so far. The closer the enemy, the stronger the burn. And it wouldn't have a scope, but it would make up for the fact by being much more flexible in combat. Let's dig into this. Make the flamethrower just like any weapon. Buy it, slap it on, and head on out. It would most likely be about the same size and work like any other SMG or plasma gun. The main difference, however, would be the right click. Rather than scoping, it would switch between 2 or 3 variations between the thinner line and a wider cone of flame. Against a single enemy in the distance, the line of flame would aid in closing the gap between you and the enemy. The closer the enemy, the higher the damage. If enemies were clustered together around a corner where closer combat was possible, the flamethrower would do a terrifying amount of damage switched to the wider cone, reaching a bit less further but capable of hitting multiple enemies or causing a wider and higher amount of damage across the entire robot instead of a focus center. Another variation on the same idea is, instead of a flamethrower weapon, why not a flamethrower add-on? Like the Tesla Blade, it would cost a bit more CPU and have limited uses. Slap it onto your robot, press a key, and watch as flames come spewing out of your robot. The flame would reach a set distance, but like the weapon, hit for a large amount of damage if the enemy is close by. And once the fuel runs out, the flames stop and cannot be refueled unless healed by a medic or, after the respawn after you die. This would allow anyone to still have the abilities of their main weapons while having more of the edge when it comes to mid-range combat. And of course, I'm sure there's at least one person who will cover their entire robot with flamethrowers, making it for quite the spectacular sight. So, what do you think about adding a flamethrower into Robocraft, setting your enemies on fire and burning them to ash? A high-damage, mid-range weapon that you'd add onto your robot, capable of switching between a line and a cone of flame? Or a device that is added onto your robot and activated at the press of a button, allowing for heightened mid-range combat capabilities for any weapon type? Which one would you like to see in Robocraft? I really do look forward to any responses that I get. Make sure to share any of your ideas in any game that just might be turned into the next episode. Besides, we're just doing a little bit of thinking outside the box together. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.